What is going on, my friends? What is happening? What is happening? Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin podcast, brought to you by Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth. Yes, that's right. I'm your guy, your friend, Arrington, joining you for another great conversation. And for those who are just now tuning into the show, you're late. No, I'm joking. But but no, thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule just to kick back and enjoy a great convo with your friend. Again, I'm coming to you with new episodes, dropping new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, via podcast. So wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's iHeart, Odyssey, let's see, Spotify, Apple, you name it, you can check us out by just logging into our Smooth Club Media, and you can scroll down and find the Arrington Gavin podcast, man. This is episode 61, y'all. 61. Time goes by so fast. Time flies. Also, you can watch us at 1 p.m. If if you prefer more of the visuals, you can check us out on our YouTube channel, our Smooth Club Media. Also, you can check the Arrington Gavin podcast, now available on Rumble. We are at a whopping just a few followers on there. But hey, if you are a follower of Rumble and support them, hey, go ahead and follow the Arrington Gavin podcast. But also, like I said, if you're on YouTube, if you prefer YouTube, then please go to our Smooth Club Media, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. I truly appreciate it. Also, Facebook, our Smooth Club podcast. You can check us out through there, and you can check us out on X at our Smooth Club Media. So multiple avenues you can check us out. And again, I truly appreciate you, like the little fireworks and stuff like that. So why do you do that? Why do you do that? Anyway, just because it's a party right now, and it's Friday too, so happy Friday. But got a few things I'm gonna be talking about today here on the show. First things first, I want to give y'all the results of the Iowa caucus. You heard me talk about it on the past couple of shows. The Iowa caucus that was pretty heard, kind of pretty popular, heard around on the news outlets, because it was really just between really but a handful of candidates. As you know, of course, Trump, who is the leading Republican presidential candidate as of right now, he won the Iowa caucus. It was really the top three was him, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and Nikki Haley, former South Carolina governor and UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Vivek Ramaswamy, he dropped out of he suspended his campaign. Asa Hutchins, he suspended, which they already should have. But the interesting thing I want to let you guys know, because all the headlines are continuing, say, America has spoken. Trump wins all of Iowa to be the nominee and pretty much the next president of the United States. Here's what you have to understand: headlines they give small context. What I mean by that is I was tuning into it this past Monday, and really jotting down some notes that caught my attention. Just wanted to let you know, 5% of the state's population was part of the Iowa caucus. Now 13% was registered of the Republican Party showed up. So in all honesty, y'all, they're saying like 56 people voted for Donald Trump. 56 people. Now again, this was the Iowa, not a city caucus, the Iowa, the whole state. So 56 of those voted for Trump. So just again, don't assume that the full state of Iowa supported Trump. Just want to let you guys know, because one thing, certain media outlets and newspapers, they give you a full headline, but they don't give you really any context of, okay, what does that exactly mean? How many people voted? All that good stuff. So I just want to throw that out there, because I'm a avid news buff. I'm always reading and watching all outlets of all sides, to be honest, and because I want to continue to always get an understanding, and just because I have an interest in it. So that was I just wanted to open the show with that, and didn't want to go too deep with that. But I guess while I'm talking about Trump too, there's a viral photo of him that had that is going on, showing some something on his hands. If I can try and pull up the photo of that. Where you at? Where you at? There you are. He was leaving out of Trump Towers, and it's going viral because they're like, "Oh, what is that? What is that red stuff on his hands?" And famous Democratic strategist and commentator James Carville, who dude is hilarious. I'm a fan of him. I remember when I like started watching the news like that, he was one of those regular commentators that was always, and pundits that was always up there. And I believe he was a part of a show called Crossfire, if I'm not mistaken. But James Carville, funny dude, but knows his shit. He really does. He's saying, I think former president has syphilis. Now, I don't know how serious he is. He might be messing around. He might be serious. I really don't know. But I brought this up because another fellow, podcaster, comedian, entertainer, a person I'm a fan of, Joe Rogan, he posts the picture of that, and I think has the title of left-wing media, basically emphasize, doing too much. He's basically taking a shot at more like liberal media outlets. So like your MSNBC, CNNs, other news outlets that that don't care for Trump. He's kind of calling them out, saying, look at them already causing a scene just because this man had some stuff on his hands. Now, honestly, by the look of it, it looks like I don't know what syphilis really looks like. I don't want to know. I mean, y'all can educate me on that. But it honestly looks like a mean like burn or something. Like either he burned himself, scratched up. It looks weird. I was reading some of the comments. It was funny. One guy was like, well, he needs to continue to consume his those flaming hot Cheetos to keep that red complexion. And I'm like, that was a good one. But the reason why I brought this up is because as I, I'm a Joe Rogan fan, but I want to ask everyone, like, okay, don't try and defend or be like, oh, come on, who knows what it is. Don't be trying to make a big deal out of it. Let's be honest. If that was current president Joe Biden's hands, all hell will break loose, because it's not like the world is already coming after his age, his clumsiness, his cognitive ability, and all that other jazz. So please spare me. So I just kind of wanted to be like, Joe, don't be a hypocrite now. Talking about Joe Rogan, because again, if this was Biden, you will go ham. So don't try and defend Trump in this situation. Matter of fact, give me a second so I can find this post so I can actually read exactly what he had put out. Let me see. Where is it? Okay. Left-wing media freaks over mysterious red marks on Trump's hand. Democratic strategist James Carville claims it looks like syphilis. Now, he posted saying, we live in the most entertaining timeline. Dude, again, you're a part of it. I tune into your show regularly. Like I said, I'm a fan. I've watched. It's hard to really stay and watch a full episode of Joe Rogan because that shit will last for about damn near 3 hours. But just, I hate when people are like, are hypocrites in a sense. Don't say that you're a balanced individual and say, well, I'll call out both sides in a sense like that. Don't do that. And look, I could be speaking a little early. He might be making a joke about this on his podcast soon, but it's very clear that Rogan's obviously not a fan of Biden. I mean, he talks about Biden way more than he talks about Trump on the show, in my opinion. I mean, again, y'all can watch the shows if you are a fan, tune into his podcast. Let me know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just saying, hey, look, don't be calling out one and then you just ignore this situation. So I don't know what the hell that is. The more I look about it, it just looks weird. So I'm gonna get out of that. but yes, so I wanted to open up the show by giving you the results of the Iowa caucus. That happened this past Monday. But if you were late on it, or if you're still reading up on it and read, oh well, what else is new? Trump won. It wasn't a shocker, which it wasn't. He's been leading in the poll numbers since the whole election started. He's honestly ahead in certain poll numbers from Joe Biden, who's our current president. Joe Biden's numbers are dropping. Kamala Harris's numbers dropping, furthermore than Joe Biden. So it was no shocker the fact that he would win. Now, obviously, everybody was looking at who was going to be the second place winner. Was it going to be Nikki Haley, or was it going to be Governor Ron DeSantis? Now, again, Nikki Haley, it did not phase her at all. She's somewhat of a fan favorite on the Republican Party right now. But that whole Iowa caucusing really did not phase her at all. Governor DeSantis was like, yes, I knew it, yes. But he received two major endorsements by powerful Iowa leaders. I believe the governor of Iowa, the governor of Iowa, I believe, endorsed Ron DeSantis, as well as like a powerful evangelical movement or group out in Iowa had endorsed Ron DeSantis. So again, two major groups that endorsed the current Florida governor. And again, it wasn't a shocker, but giving you these numbers, if it was under 60,000 people that voted for that primary, and what that does is that just gives you kind of like it's almost like a form of early voting in a sense. So that's all, and this is just for the Republican nominee. So just want to kind of give you that stuff in the context, because I do believe that we all need to, well, at least not we, but the media, they need to be clearer with the people. And there's some that are extremely clear. I mean, Roland Martin Unfiltered, huge Roland Martin fan. Oh man, what am I? News Nation. I've spoken a lot about News Nation. You have individuals within some of the higher corporate networks that really do mean well, but it's like their networks have an agenda, and it's like, well, because I'm a part of them, I gotta kind of lean this route, and they don't give me that kind of leeway, so sucks. But no, make sure a lot of independent. Breaking Points is another great one. The Hill, I mean, all those are really I think The Root, the Griot. Oh man, can't stop talking about the Griot. There's so many outlets, y'all, that y'all can continue to tune in and read up on when it comes to politics and news and things like that, just to stay informed, because I know not everybody's a fan of politics, but hey, honestly, politics is in everything. But I want to move on, because there's a new popular, I'm staying in politics, can't help it, guys, can't help it. There's a new podcast out right now called Native Land Podcast, and it's hosted by three individuals that that you're all familiar with. Angela Rye is a former CNN commentator, very, very highly accomplished individual. She's worked with in the Congressional Black Caucus. So I mean, so many. She has an amazing resume. Hosted shows on BET News, and just an amazing career. Also, former I think mayor of Tallahassee, Andrew Gillum, who was actually a former candidate for governor for the state of Florida. He was actually the one that ran against Governor Ron DeSantis, and it was a close run, but eventually Ron DeSantis won it. And the third individual is Miss Tiffany Cross. Now, Tiffany Cross is a former MSNBC host who had a very, very popular weekend show on the network, and suddenly had, it got canceled. So it's the Native Land Podcast is a part of a new political podcast network under iHeart. I believe it's called Reason Choice Media. And the interesting thing is, each host has had a story. No, we haven't heard from them in forever, and they come back in the limelight hosting this show. And it's interesting. It's really good. I think it's only been just 2 episodes so far. I've tuned into all. It's actually like the #1 podcast, I believe, on Apple. And it's really it's interesting. It's really good. Since it still is the beginning stages of that show, they have been sharing their story on what happened, right? What happened with them? Why did you go cold? Why did you where did you go? Why we haven't heard from you in a long time, and things of that nature. Um, the first episode, Angela Rye explains the reason why she was basically ousted out of CNN, and I'll just give you kind of like a little bit in details. She called out Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo was the star of CNN at the time. He's currently now hosting a primetime show on News Nation, and he again was a star of CNN, and then eventually he got fired for I believe uh um what's the word I'm looking for? He was helping out. He was helping out, which he wasn't allowed to, helping out with his brother Andrew Cuomo, who's the former governor of New York City. Excuse me, the former governor of New York. He was helping out with his case at the time because there was some allegations brought against his brother, and it was like conflict of interest. So eventually he got fired from CNN. Now, Angela Rye had explained the reason why she was out was because there was some shadiness happening backstage with the network, with the high management, even with Chris Cuomo. She stated, and I quote, Chris Cuomo had, I believe, said, oh man, she had made a post of she had posted a picture of her wearing a bikini, and he had used the phrase, and hold on, let me make sure I don't get this wrong. He had where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You're killing me. You're killing me. You're killing me. It was like tinsel crotch. That's a hard word to say, but tinsel crotch, and literally, called her or left a voicemail. No, he shot it in the text. He shot her to her in a text after she made the the post, and it was very uncomfortable. Like she eventually like, what, and it was just, she could have told, but again, abuse of power, right? She was a commentator at the time, and she obviously wanted to shine and grow, and didn't care for the position that she was given, and the opportunity she was given by CNN. And CNN chose a side, and they chose Chris Cuomo's side, and she speaks her piece about that. And again, I mean, she calls out Chris Cuomo, and obviously in the wrong for doing so. Uh, Segments on his show, I believe, was taken away, and he acted like he was shocked when she was let go. Really dirty stuff, right? So now in episode 2, the floor is now to Tiffany Cross. Tiffany Cross was a rising star at MSNBC. Her show was banking in high numbers. Ratings was great. It did not make sense, the fact that she had got fired and her show got canceled. Now in her message, she was explaining that, and actually let me pull this up. She was explaining that MSNBC star Joe Scarborough, which there's a show called Morning Joe. You're probably familiar with it. It's, I think, MSNBC's one of their highest rated shows on there, and she had spoke about the relationship that her and Joe Scarborough had. Now, I'll just say Tiffany Cross's team left. She's team left. Now, Joe Scarborough is independent now, but he leans a little more right than left. He was a former, I believe, Republican congressman, and then went in the media. Now has Morning Joe's a huge show. He even hosts the show on the weekends. It's like a 3-4 hour show. There was a segment that they had that Tiffany did not agree with Joe, and what was interesting was she was like, "No, I called him out. I'm being my authentic self. This is, it's a kind. that's what you do in the news, right? And backstage, he was salty about that, and so salty to the point where he's going to hire management to basically say, hey, look, we basically can't, she can't be, she's not good for the network in a sense, because and I say that because Jory Reid, who is now a primetime host, she initially hosted a weekend show, and she got promoted to host a primetime, first African American woman, or first woman of color, excuse me, to host a primetime news program, and at least on NBC and MSNBC, and there were going to be rotating hosts as a form of audition. So something I didn't know, that MSNBC MSNBC, some of their contributors are either a paid contributor or a you there for free. That's something I didn't know. She mentions that in the podcast. Also, she talks about when she was obviously doing great on, filling in for Joy Reid. Yeah, Joe was talking junk about her and saying, no, I don't think she needs to be the successor, because he was, in her case, salty about embarrassing the star at the time on MSNBC, which is stupid, man, which is really stupid. Grow up. And actually I want to show you, let me see if I can pull that up. Here is a quick clip from their Instagram page, the Native Land Podcast. If I can bring it up, get that going real quick for you. All right, let me go.
MSNBC. There is a burden to speaking the truth. It comes with a consequence. And when you find yourself as the messenger, there is a power structure in place that is not welcoming to our voices. I fought many battles. At this point, because I had shifted from being behind the camera to on camera, in fighting these battles, I can't lie, I made some enemies. I was devastated when my show was canceled. I was so sad. Despite me not saying anything at the time, other than to issue a very politely worded and gracious statement, mostly for my viewers, a statement in which did not attack the network at all or say anything bad about them, the network began attacking me.
The network began attacking me. Wow. Now, I bring this up because you know how I like to play 50-50 with this. I've tuned into the podcast, and like I said, I'm a fan of all three of them, and a fan of the show. But you initially start off by saying, look, this is not a revenge tour that we're doing. We're just trying to give you the full story. I'm like to be truthful with you, yada, yada. You say that, yet you pretty much you say you're telling small, in my opinion, you're making small jabs just that will resonate to people more. Like, even though you're telling your story, and you mentioned, oh yeah, so yeah, Joe Scarborough, he didn't like me, he didn't want me to go there. Boom, that's a full headline right there. That's a full headline story right there. And obviously it is, because so many outlets now is posting and writing about this. Of course, they already did so with Angela Rye when she spoke about her experience with Chris Cuomo, who was really kind of in the rebuilding stage of his career, because after he got fired from CNN, he was gone for about a year, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even longer. Now, you're saying this about Scarborough, and now you're even saying, you being a person on the left, a black female, that a lot of those viewers tune into MSNBC. Hey, that's the case, especially when it comes to CNN. It's like you say you're not trying to make this a revenge tour, but those stuff that you're saying is gonna last. Like, it's not like that episode just came and gone. It's up there for life. It's up there on demand, so people can always recap it and be like, you know what, bump MSNBC. You know what, bump Morning Joe. I mean, she even said, like, his ratings are not authentic either. Like, her show was more successful than his in ratings, which, I mean, I'm not saying she's lying, but again, I just always, there's always going to be, your side, and it's going to be both sides, and then it's going to be the truth, in a sense. I think I might be rephrasing that or saying that wrong, but it's just like, like you can't always think that it's not going to come with reaction or consequence. And not trying to say that you're sounding like a bitter individual because you got ousted, but just don't give me the whole look. I'm not trying to make this a revenge tour, no, but I gotta call some people out. And like later on in the show, Angela Rye, she says like for all the black host on MSNBC, shame on you for the who was in charge at the time, because MSNBC's their president, if I'm not mistaken, is a black female. It's just I don't care for that, because again, what's your solution? What are you trying to what are you trying to, I mean, I see what you're trying to prove, obviously, but how does that make your situation better? Like, what is okay, you said your piece, now what's next? That's all. When people when it comes to platforms and calling people out and taking these personal jabs, it's like, okay, what is the real solution? What is the cause of this, and what can you do to change that? Because obviously, I mean, if MSNBC offers Tiffany Cross a show to come back, which I think she would, I don't think she would reject it, but she's probably going to come with some major stipulations. Now, if CNN offers Tiffany Cross a show, same thing. If they offer oh my lord, Angela Rye show, would it come with stipulations? Like, it's just I don't see, and I don't I don't know. I'm rambling off. I'm tired. I'm tired. But the next person that will be speaking, I'm assuming on the next show, the third one will be Andrew Gilliam, and sharing his story. But I just thought, like, tuning into this show, like I said, it's interesting, but I'm like, you're saying some powerful stuff, because let's be honest, CNN right now is a struggling network. They still got money now. Don't get me wrong, they still got plenty of money because they've been in the game for a long time, but ratings wise, they have been hurting. MSNBC is the second really most successful and second most viewed major news network. Number one is Fox News. You have your other outlets that are News Nation is still up and coming, but they CNN has been hurting. I remember when they tried out with the streaming service CNN Plus, and that lasted like fucking, I don't know, like 2 months. I subscribed. I admit I subscribed, but that thing came and gone. I actually heard I was reading something that there is a rumor that they're possibly trying to think of some kind of streaming service that they can do. They're like, they've collabed with like Max, HBO Max, and they have something called CNN Max, which is, it's not bad, but streaming is the way to go. So they're gonna have to try, if they want to compete, they're gonna have to try and work something out. Couple more stories I want to share with you. This one was very weird and gross at the same time. So there is what is his name? Nick Wilson. Nick Wilson is a former winner of the show Survivor, and he turned let me see, I think he's like a congressman or a representative in the House. He works in the House of Representatives for the state of Kentucky. Let me try and pull this one up for y'all. And where you at? There we go. And to read more about this, let me get you some. Okay, so yes, Survivor winner turned Kentucky lawmaker Nick Wilson is clarifying some things after filing a state bill Tuesday that would legalize sex between first cousins. Did y'all hear me the first time? Okay. I'll read again. He is clear. He's clarifying things after filing a state bill Tuesday that would legalize sex between first cousins, which he later called a mistake. You think? No, Representative Nick Wilson. It wasn't a mistake. Yo ass just like to, you're nasty. You're nasty. Ooh. 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 Kentucky. Y'all is nasty. Now, I know there's always an inside joke saying West Virginia, but Kentucky, and this is one of your representatives was gonna legalize sex between for oh I got a bad taste in my mouth. So the bill, as it was initially filed, went viral and was criticized. Now on Wednesday, Wilson addressed the criticism by stating that there was an error during the drafting of the state bill. Okay, always trying to cover it up. Yeah, right. It says here, during the drafting process, there was an inadvertent change, which struck first cousins from the list of relationships included under the incest statute. And I failed to add it back in, Wilson explained. In the Facebook post early Wednesday, during today's session, I will withdraw HB2 and refile a bill with the first cousins language intact. Sir, here's the thing. You can't be making no mistakes like that. You can't be making mistakes. You can't be making no mistakes like that. Oh, that was an error. Sorry. my bad. He pissed off somebody, because I don't, you know how they always have, they have a team of people under in their small administration. So it's like, you pissed off somebody. You either fired somebody off the bench. He said, "Well, I got your ass, Miss Nick Wilson, survivor. Look, I hope you can survive this one." Like, boom, click. Man, that is just nasty. Yeah, I'm not gonna read any more about that. I just wanted to give y'all a good laugh on that. That Joker said, "I made a mistake, y'all. That was my bad. I didn't mean to do that. 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 That was that. Was that a typo? Was that what that was? Was that a typo? Because that's a hell of a typo. That is a hell of a typo." Woo, Lord Jesus. That's all they need, y'all. They need Jesus. A lot of people out there need Jesus. I'm gonna tell you that right now. A lot of people need Jesus. Woo! A lot of people need Jesus. Oh, okay. So, we're getting closer towards the last story I wanted to talk with you all about. As you know, legendary coach, multi-time Super Bowl winning champ, Bill Belichick had announced in the it was announced on all the outlets that he agreed to part ways. Him and the New England Patriots organization agreed to part ways. Now, this didn't say he's retiring. It didn't really say he was fired. They just said, hey, look, they agreed to part ways, which it was time, because in all honesty, ever since Tom Brady left the Patriots, the Pats had never been the same. They had never been the same. Your star quarterback left, and he went on to win a Super Bowl and did a hell of a job with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the age of 45. Like, he did the damn thing. Bill, in the other hand, was struggling. He went through a lot of QBs, a lot of stars. Hell, he even gave Cam Newton a chance in New England. Now, I think Cam could have, and I think injuries really hurt Cam, but I wish they would have gave him more of a chance to continue to build up. Because Cam, let me tell you something, Cam was that dude when he was straight out of Auburn and he got to the NFL. He was one of the top tier, like the top. I mean, athletic, had an arm. Really a tremendous athlete. One of my favorite QBs. I know he's my wife's favorite QB because she was a diehard Panthers fan, but obviously the Panthers ain't been doing so good. So I don't know if she's really a Panthers fan anymore. She's rooting now. She's rooting more for the Eagles, which bye-bye. They just, they got eliminated. But she just like the Eagles because of Jalen Hurts. I can't fight that. He got money. He's a good looking cat. I understand. I'm at a multi-thousandaire at best. A multi-thousandaire at best. Where was I going with this? So Bill Belichick had been struggling, ever since Tom Brady left. In my opinion, you should always finish your career when you're on top. Okay? I'm talking 6 Super Bowls, just great, a hell of a record. And matter of fact, let me try and find. I want to see what Belichick's overall head coaching record is currently, because he isn't with a squad at the moment. Which Bill is 71 years old. So again, a fairly great age to say, look, I want to do some other endeavors, because it could be a very stressful job coaching. He's coached forever. I'm sorry, 8. Damn. Where you get the Hold on now. What are you doing? Okay, so he has one with the. Wait, does he have 2 with the Giants? Okay, so he has 2 with the Giants because he was an assistant coach under Bill Parcells' era when he was coaching with the Giants. Where's his record at? Damn it. Okay, so his overall head coaching record in the overall career, 333 wins and 178 losses. Like I said, in your career while you're on top, that is extremely good. Postseason is 31-13. Regular season is 302 and wins and 165 losses. Bruh, leave when you're on top, bro. Leave when you're on top, Bill. Come on, Bill. So Bill, they agreed to part ways, and I've read maybe like one rumor that I think he might have had a meeting with the Atlanta Falcons. God knows, I hope he does. I hope, Bill, you do not go out there to coach no Falcons. I hope you don't go out there to coach no damn Washington Commanders, because that's what ruins careers. I even say the same thing for this is a sidebar, but Jim Harbaugh, who just won a national title with Michigan, bro, stay in college, keep getting paid. You made millions in the in college. You made good money in the NFL and had a great coaching record as a head coach, but don't ruin it. If I am winning, why stop? Like, I understand if you just nothing's ever enough, but damn. Shoot, I said the same thing about Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State. Now, don't get me wrong. The pay difference, it is a difference. There is a difference between the pay getting paid at Jackson State and getting paid at University of Colorado. I understand. Follow the money. I understand. I'm a money whore myself. I love money. Who doesn't? Okay, who doesn't? But if I have 2 undefeated seasons, back-to-back SWAC titles, why leave? That's just me personally. That is me. Why leave when you are on top? Why, y'all? Why leave when you're winning? Why? Oh, Lord. Got my head. Let me give me another swig. Gotta stay hydrated. I hope y'all drink your water. Y'all see this thing? Me and my wife, we're on this like new health kick in 2024. Been getting up hella early in the mornings, going to the gym. She got us on this calorie count and eating healthy, and I'm starving. I just want a fucking burger right now. But anyway, oh, okay. So talking about the New England Patriots, Bill Belichick's parted ways. So the amazing thing is, Jerod Mayo was named the new head coach of the New England Patriots. And one thing I would say, which is awesome about Jerod Mayo, is not only did he have a stellar career as a player, okay? He played, he played 8 seasons in the NFL, and in his 8 years in the NFL, he won. Okay, he just won 1 ring with the Patriots. Okay, that was. I don't know why I thought he won 1 more. What would they be? Okay, so only So yeah, he only had one ring with the New England Patriots. From and he played with them from '08 to 2015. But the awesome thing about Jerod Mayo is that he is a Hampton Roads native, born and raised from Hampton, Virginia. Attended Kickingham High School. He ended up going to University of Tennessee, playing football there, first round draft pick. Amazing career, still young, 37 years old, and the fact that he is now head coaching a NFL team, man, is truly a blessing. And he is the first African American to be the head coach of the New England Patriots. Now, I bring the story up because he was explaining the question of why understanding people's differences is important. And if I can pull that clip, this is from the Bleacher Report. Let me try and get that. So as you see right here, he states that I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism. I'll say that again. If you don't see color, you can't see racism. Nothing but respect for that statement. And again, I'm an individual. I'm friends with everybody. I have so many best friends of different ethnicities and nationalities, but we all still have to understand that racism exists heavy in our world, in our country. I know that I spoke about the Native podcast before, which I kind of disagreed, but I agreed at the same time in a sense. So they had titled the episode America is a Racist Country. And they were responding to what Nikki Haley had said, because she couldn't give a clear answer on that response. But I'll say it like this. Do I think racism now compared to like in the 60s, the 80s, back then is different? For one, I didn't live in that era, but it is different because for one, we couldn't do shit. Like we really could not, like we couldn't walk outside, we couldn't drink the same water fountain, we couldn't eat and dine in the same, like that was a real thing. But now obviously laws have changed that because of certain laws being put out with hate crimes and discrimination. That's different, but racism still exists heavy. They do it in a nice, nasty way because you still have major corporations that discriminate against people of color. You still have states that still discriminate against people of color. Southern states, okay? You have people in higher up positions that, that stuff still exists. We are still the whole thing of people of color owning sports franchises, especially in the NFL. There's plenty of billionaire and millionaire people of color that are trying to make bids on squads. Why haven't that occurred? Loads of groups that stuff is still exists. So please, people, don't think that it doesn't, and don't think, well, why do we always have to bring race into it? Why? Because that's America. That's life, y'all. Okay, that is life. When you live in a world where certain states are trying to take away African American studies in school because they say that will sadden white kids from that will upset white children or make them feel bad and feel guilty and all this stuff. First of all, they did not live in that era, so I don't know why they feeling bad. It's a sad situation. They should all agree that it was a sad situation that it occurred. And see, the kids now, they're the future. They're the future. If that stuff is not being installed or taught to them now, then where do we go? If their parents are telling them don't sit with people of the opposite race or do the look, they're gonna listen what their parents tell them. But I do believe that the kids and teens and youth right now, man, they are doing a great duty of showing a lot of unity, and that's what we need to continue to install is unity. I love I love having friends of multiple cultures, multiple backgrounds, multiple political opinions. That's life. That's the future. We live in a melting pot in the United States. There's multiple ethnicities and nationalities that live in this United States. But guess what? How can we be called the United States if nothing's being united? If we're not united, we're divided. So we have to do something about that. But enough with all my rants. Let me go ahead and share the video that Jerod Mayo, now New England Patriots head coach, had to say.
Because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism. And whatever happens, black, white, disabled person, I've always, even someone with disabilities, I always, for the most part, people are like, when they're young, they kind of make the spot hot. Younger people know what that means. But what I would say is, like, no, I want you to be able to go up to those people and really understand those people. So it goes back to whatever it is, black, white, yellow, it really doesn't matter, but it does matter so we can try to fix the problem that we all know we have. I do see color because I believe.
Amen to that, brother, right there. Amen to that, brother. And he representing the 757. That is, do you know how big of a statement that was? Especially being a coach of the New England Patriots, Boston, Massachusetts. Now, I'm just saying, like, I do know the Pats are, even though the Cowboys go by America's team, hey, everybody love the Patriots. I feel as though a lot of my conservative friends, all of them were Patriots fans for some odd reason. I think just because Patriots, I'm proud to be a Patriot. So hearing him say that, I thought was really, really big and really important. And he used this stage for good. And we need more people like Jerod Mayo, especially in sports. Now, I understand, there's people that always say, hey, why do you got to bring, politics into sports? Again, politics is in everything, man. It's in schools. It's in the workplace. It's at restaurants. It's at in sports. It's everywhere. You cannot avoid it. Okay, y'all. You cannot avoid it. When there's discrimination occurring, that's a part of politics. Okay. There's so much stuff that really politics surround. And I understand nobody likes politics. No one likes it. It's no one cares for politicians. Like it's just that's the least favorite thing on people's radar right now. But hearing him say that, it's nothing but facts. It's nothing but facts. And all I can say is, y'all, to end this show is, all I can say is please treat everyone equally. Treat people with respect when you're walking, down the street, or when you're in a grocery store or anything like that. And just, if you make eye contact with a stranger, just nod your head or just say, hello, how are you? Just be kind, man. As corny as it sounds. And I remember like Ellen DeGeneres back when she had her show, she'll just say, be kind to one another, be kind to one another. That stuff is real, man. Be kind to one another, because we are in a rough patch right now in our country where, division's on the rise, evil's on the rise. Hard people living on hard times is on the rise. So we need to, start trying to avoid those, and just keeping people accountable that has the power to make those changes. Hello. But we just gotta do better. That's all I can say is we have to do better. Okay, we gotta do better. That's all I have for y'all, my friends, today. I hope you enjoyed this great conversation with your boy. Obviously, I'm gonna see y'all next week on Monday. And I hope y'all stay safe out there. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Stay bundled up because it is cold. Wherever you're at, I know it's cold, okay? Because it's cold in Virginia. It is cold, cold, cold. But yeah, y'all stay safe out there. And be sure, please be sure to leave a comment, subscribe, follow all of our social medias. Follow me at Arrington Gavin on Instagram. Follow our one of our key sponsors, Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Follow them at Rugged Evo on IG. Check out their website, ruggedevo.com. They're doing some great things. Have some new products coming on board, as well as you see this, sharp beard of mine. I am a user. I'm not just the owner. I'm a client. But what else? Yes, tune into new episodes again every Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 10 a.m. Via podcast, and then 1 p.m. via YouTube and Rumble and Facebook. New content coming with you. We're coming hard for 2024. Also, tune into my weekly radio show, In Your City, which airs every Sundays at 12 p.m. on WNSB Hot 91.1 FM, the soul of EA. I host that show along with my good friends, comedian Rock Fox and hustle queen, Miss Michelle Young. Also, I got to shout out our amazing producer, Mr. Cam Godley. What else we got going on this week? I believe that's all. And stay tuned for the full package that's going to be coming soon. I happen to serve as backstage host, and I'm very excited to be a part of this new project. So, continue to follow us on that. Follow us on Instagram at R Smooth Club Media. Leave it, like I said, DM if you want, have an issue, or if you want to give us some praise, man. Look, please leave a comment, DM, all that great stuff. R Smooth Club Media on Instagram. Until next time, my friends, y'all be easy. I'm out.